Hey guys, welcome back to G&A Podcast. I am Mr. Still Your Emoto, Juvidu.
And I am the... Fuck, I forgot what I said the first time around. The guy who sells his dreams on the black market, so Roni.
Wow, alright, and welcome back to G&A Podcast for the second time. The podcast where we talk about nothing but anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb. Once again, Oni, how are you?
I'm doing well, Drew, for the second time. How are you?
For a second time, I'm doing great. We had a great stream last night. Really got fucked up and ate lots of food. Yada, yada, yada. Watch the VOD. It's going to be deleted. On to our first segment. This week in anime. Oni, would you like to go first? Again.
Sure. By the way, guys, if you can't tell, we recorded once and didn't record. So anyway, Fate Extra is getting a new remake, actually. So for those of you who haven't heard, if you've been living under a rock somehow, the news was announced earlier this week during the 10th anniversary. They're remaking Fate Extra, presumably for PS4. The original was on PSP back in 2010. So yeah, that was... I played it originally when I was, early college, like a freshman in college.
Yeah.
So, very good game. It's very underrated. The combat's pretty boring because it's like a rock, paper, scissors thing. But the story's pretty good. If you haven't played Fate Extra, I highly recommend picking up the remake when it comes out. And we'll probably be streaming it as well. It's going to be a blast.
And on this neck of the woods, Black-owned anime studio, The Architagio, animates the week in Snow Child music video. Musical artist The Weeknd dropped the music video for his new track, Snow Child, off his recent album, After Hours, on Wednesday. This music video serves as a retrospective on Abel Tisfay's career, brought to life by Japan-based anime studio, The Architagio. The song is pretty standard for a Weeknd song, but the animation is very well done.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
I mean, it's I want to say I'm impressed, but my people. Yeah, it was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. For those of you girls who don't know, the Architagio was founded by Arthel Isam, Darnell Isam, and Henry Thurlow in 2016, and is the first Black-owned animation studio in Japan.
Interesting. Are they doing anything else, or anything else we recognize?
Nothing I recognize. They produced a short, and they done some pilot episodes for a comic. I think that was just made into like an animation. So yeah, they've been doing like a lot of shorts. So
we have to keep our eyes out in case they ever show up in a lineup for upcoming season.
I'd be like, hey, I know them. Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe they'll do some like super ecchi thing.
Yeah.
That way, you have a conflict of interest. It'll be like Monster Girls, but it's a Black-owned animation studio.
Oh my god! I can imagine someone walking up there, yo. What about Monster Girls?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But they all black bitches. Oh god.
Yes, please.
Please, no. No, thank you. Let us move on from this cursed reality, and let's head on to our main segment, the weekly review. Starting off, wait, no, I gotta restart for the one time because it might change. Nope, it's still Oregairu Season 3.
Yes. This episode was... I was expecting something a bit more,
depressing
and serious. I'm happy that we got an actual somewhat
the entire time
fun episode.
Oh god, we're gonna watch Oregairu. We're gonna just be sad.
Listen, I have to prep my feels for Oregairu because I don't know if the episode's ever gonna be like, hey, it's a happy-go-lucky episode, or it's gonna be like, I watched something genuine, no one loves me episode. I don't know. I'm getting.
I knew they weren't gonna just dive deep into depression by episode 3. I mean, it was like a 50-50 chance of it happening.
I mean, season 2 dived into it pretty early on, so.
You mean season 2?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you said season 3.
No, season 2. But this episode was great. The two superstars that carried this episode were definitely Iroha and Yuigahara. They were.
I mean, the new star, aka our favorite girls.
Yes, our favorite girls are carrying this. Yui, I just have to say, looked super beautiful in that.
Oh my gosh, she was so cute. That's something I could actually see someone wearing. To
it was actually very, very fashionable. I liked it. I feel like I've seen that dress somewhere before, but yeah, it was really cute. I liked her makeup and everything. Like, I do like the attention to detail when it's like an anime character puts on makeup and you can noticeably see the difference in their
the color in their lips
and everything. Like her, like you pointed out, her fingernails are painted and everything. It was really, really cute.
Yeah. I mean, Iroha was also looking pretty. Very, very nice, very lovely. Iroha actually was very standout this episode. Like, she really was like doing the damn thing. Like, she was that whole back and forth thing with Hachiman at like the beginning-ish of the episode. We're sitting down talking, and she's being like, she knows what she's doing, and I appreciate it. Game recognized game.
I realized why I like Iroha so much, and it's because she's kind of taking the place of Yukino from season 1. Because season 1 Yukino was very snarky and sarcastic and teasing, and Iroha is much more friendly than her. But ever since season 1, Yukino's just been less of that. Yeah. So I feel like Iroha's filling that role now, where she's being very just super smart assy. Like, I love it.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just like, then I look at Yuki, and she seems so much lighter.
She is. She's a lot less. She's a lot less interesting. I still stand by the fact they kind of killed Yuki now. I loved her so much in season 1.
Yeah,
like in season 1, she was like my top 2.
Season 2 was just, it was too much.
Like, I'm glad we're focusing on her story more and like her background and her drama with her sister, but at what cost? At what cost?
The cost of nothing, because she's just doing great. Like, she's not being upset. Like, she has like a back. She has a spine now.
Oh, I liked it better when she didn't have a spine.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you're only into toxic characters.
But she did have a cute moment with when she was walking out with Iroha, and she was like, "Oh, don't stand so close to me" or something, and Iroha just like pulls her closer or jumps in her arms.
Yeah, and it was like, "God, Iroha, you're so." Oh, I love that sassiness. Like, I love it.
That's what I was trying to say, sassiness.
Like, she's so it's great. I love it. I love Iroha. I know I'm not saying anything super constructive about her, because I feel like there's nothing. You just have to see it.
Well, she did have a few serious moments too, like when she was kind of felt bad about deceiving Hachiman to come and help and everything. Like, that was a bit of like, she still has her character development and stuff. So I feel like I wish she was the main character to be like, if I could replace Yukino with Iroha, I kind of would do that in a heartbeat.
I don't know, but I kind of like Hachiman in this episode.
He was good in this episode, yeah.
Yes, he was very good. Like, everyone just played well together this episode, which is why I liked it.
And that's why I like when they're all together, because like when they separate and they start doing their own things, and
it's like they separate and then they also are sad.
Yeah, they really need each other to balance each other. Like, this whole show's dynamic is based on the dynamic between these characters and their banter with each other and their interactions with each other. So when they're just off by themselves, not interacting and being sad, then it's just kind of like, this is a pain to watch. So I'm glad we got them back together to work on the prom.
Agreed. If you have nothing else to say about it, let us move on to ReZero Season 2, Episode 3.
Yes. More build up.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say this is a build-up episode. A lot of stuff happens in this episode. Like the plot gets all but cemented in this episode. I would say last week's episode was build-up to all of this happening.
Like, I mean, like stuff happens, but it's not on the same scale as like for me when ReZero stuff happens. It's like people are dying, resets are happening, like nothing.
Yeah,
I
know what you mean when you say that. Like I understand what you mean. But yeah, no, this is not. You cannot say that about last episode and say about this episode and say the same thing. No, last week's episode was truly just like.
Yeah, well, compared to last week, a lot more happened in this episode.
Yes, like last week was very much sludging through mud.
New character, Witch of Greed, Nkina.
Yeah.
She was like a really good character. I really enjoyed. I like that she wasn't just pure evil or like, you know, toxic. She actually had her little cute moments where she's like, "Wait, aren't you gonna ask me more questions, please? I know everything." She's just like freaking out in the background.
Yeah, but which was funny, but it also just made me like feel about Subaru even more. It's like really, this is the being that's causing you all this. Like, do you not want more questions? Are you really saying no to questions? Yeah. I think you need some questions.
Yeah, I don't like his one-track mind when it comes to Emilia. Like, or Rem. He does it with Rem too sometimes, where it's just like,
yeah,
I'm going to ignore all these other things and just focus on, hey, we have the answers to all your life's problems. No. Emilia. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I felt like that's kind of, Then again, I'm not a Subaru fan, so I don't know who is.
I mean, I thought I was fine with Subaru, and then I saw the first season again last month, and I was like, ugh. No, thank you. I mean, I understand, but also no, thank you. But yeah, I also like the Witch of Envy. I like, she's literally just Emilia 2.0.
Better Emilia.
Yeah, Emilia 2.0. Yep. Then we finally meet Garfield, and no, he's not orange, and nor does he like lasagna. He likes beating up people and holding everyone hostage.
Yeah. I mean, much like the real Garfield, he is a dick. So there we go. At least they have that trait in common.
Yep, that is true. I actually kind of like characters like these who are just very like one-dimensional.
Yeah.
As long as they're comedic, like. You know.
He's fine for what he's doing. Ram shows up. You got your little 5 seconds of screen time for Ram.
Being awesome. Just like every line, she's just like, "Go away," or she's just very, very proper, and being very awesome.
I want Rem back. I hope they don't do this thing where like she's gonna be knocked out for the whole fucking season. I'm gonna be so mad at Rem. If Rem is knocked out for this whole season, I'm gonna be fucking. This show's getting like a 2 out of 10. It's getting into Shadowverse territory.
I don't care either way, actually. And then we see Rosewall as he explains to where they are, and whoa, let me tell you something. I'd say it once and I'll say it again. To all the guys who are saying, "Oh, Ram is fucking the clown."
I mean, she's still fucking the clown. Doesn't matter how hot he is, she's fucking the clown.
I don't got listen. When she's she's done, can I get next? Honestly,
well,
you can yes, and yes, he will have to take the paint off.
No, he keeps the paint on. That's his one rule of the bedroom.
You don't know that.
Paint on always.
Yeah, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, so do not assume on his behalf. Thank you very much. God, he's so pretty.
I think the biggest thing that happened this episode, well, not the biggest thing that happened this episode, but the part of this episode that really cemented for me why I'm not a huge fan of Emilia, because, and I mentioned it in the live watch. First off, Emilia is hot. Like, I get it. She's hot. She's a really hot character. I'm fine with her looks.
Very pretty.
Very pretty. But like when they're in the room and all the villagers are like, "Oh, Subaru, thank you for coming, help us," and he's like, "Wait, Amelia's gonna help you guys," and then like they all look at Amelia and she's gonna have to give like this rousing speech to like get their support. All she does is just be like, please, I can't give you an answer. Please, I'm sorry. Please, please support me. Thank you. And I'm like, of all, like I get that her character is supposed to be like weak and but come on, man. Like you can't have a situation like that have such a great opportunity for Amelia to actually show some emotion or spine or anything, and then she's just like, "My name's Amelia. Please support me. Bye," and then gets knocked out during the fucking 5 seconds of the trial.
She goes in for all of 2 minutes and she's already on the floor. I'm like, God damn it. I know you were like useless without Puck, but Jesus.
I don't need her to be Rom. I don't need her to have like a snake tongue. I don't need her to be like Rem and be like a super warrior or any. I just want her to like anything. Like even if she's a goof and she walks up and like trips and falls on her face and everyone laughs at her and they think, oh, she's human because she's a doofus. Like that'd be more personality than just getting up there and saying thank you, bye. Like something, please, Amelia, please, for Christ's sake, give her some personality. I don't know. I like it really bothers me that they're forcing her so hard, and like I have to sit here and watch Amelia deliver the same 3 lines over and over. Like, ugh. Sorry if you guys love Amelia, I just can't.
No, yeah. Sorry, all 3 of you.
Until she does something.
Yeah, it's. I can't. You know what character I really do want to meet?
Who?
The Witch of Envy.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna meet all the witches eventually.
I mean, because the Witch of... I mean, she's the only one. She's the only one who may be alive because apparently she killed all the others.
Yeah, she killed all the other ones. Just like, oh, they were my
including Greed. So I'm just like, damn.
I'm just my theory is that Amelia is the Witch of Envy and like erased her memories, or the Witch of Envy lives in her, or some stupid shit. Because Amelia has to tie into this at some point, so. And Amelia's
are you just saying she just can't be useless?
No, God, because then we're gonna have to force Amelia into one of these arcs somewhere. So of course she's gonna. The biggest thing though at the end was it seems like Subaru was transported back to his original world, or at least he's in a dream or something, where his father shows up and just like jumps on him. And his father is like super ripped.
I mean, it makes sense.
That his father's super ripped?
Yeah.
Why?
Because remember, all the way back in the beginning, like he talks about how much he was like basically did workout fitnesses
I don't remember
every morning.
Don't remember that.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't because you didn't watch the season like forever. But you know, they say that literally like episode 1 or 2. So it's not a huge surprise that his dad is ripped because you know that doesn't mean that they both exercise together.
Well, why isn't Subaru ripped?
Like, he's only 17. Like,
listen, I was in high school with some really ripped people on the football team, so no excuses for Subaru. Especially when his father looks like that. I was pretty good shape.
Okay.
Anywho,
yeah, you know, reality is fun, especially when it's subjective. But are we done?
Yes, we're done. We're done talking about Amelia.
Yeah, Amelia, and how good some people were in shape back then. Yep. All right, up next is Kanojo Okarishimasu episode. Oh, that's a lie. I scrolled all the way down for no reason. I scrolled like absent-mindedly, and then when I stopped scrolling, it was just on Kanojo. Sorry. Up next is Fire Force, season 2, episode 4.
Yes, more of the Inca. Inca's gonna join. Obviously, she's gonna join the evil dudes. I kind of wish it was eventually. I feel like there was more. Like I wish there was more of a back and forth thing going on.
I think they're back and forth for now. Like I agree with you. Eventually,
pretty definitively set on being like, I want danger and death and destruction.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to be. But she doesn't want literally towards the end of the episode, she's like, "No, get off of me, guys. I don't want you. Like, don't."
You know what's gonna happen? The guy's gonna show up and be like, "Oh, we're gonna put you in danger every day," and she's like, "You're gonna be in danger every day. Yes, I'm gonna be hunted every day. Yes, I want to be evil." I just wish there was a bit more of like a build up to her becoming a psychopath. You know, like she showed some obvious psychopathic
like a little bit,
tendencies in
some little flags, but then like towards the end of last week, she just went full psycho.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure she's not going to be one of the good guys. At the very least,
I don't know.
If she could run away from both sides, either she's going to be independent.
I'm calling now. She's just going to be anti-hero.
I don't know. She's either going to be on her own. But all right, so you're saying she's going to join no faction and just work on her own?
She might be anti-hero for a while and maybe still end up joining the bad guys. I think the bad guy thing, I think she's more keen on joining them. I feel like she's going to have her little anti-hero thing first. Or just won't join the bad guys at all. Like, those are my predictions.
I'm predicting heavily she'll join the bad guys, but if not, then yeah, she'll be like on her own. She's definitely not joining Fire Force. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
She seems to hate Shinra with a burning passion.
For no reason.
He's trying to protect her, and she's like, I don't want to be safe.
After boring protection.
I don't want to live. What the fuck? Don't decide my life. Don't decide to keep me alive.
How dare you? How dare you seem I want to live?
But other than that, this episode, I'm really liking this arc because there's just like, I like the way that they jump around to so much shit happening. Like this episode is spent around everyone. Like Shinra was in it for maybe a fraction of the episode. Most of it was them jumping around to Ogi and them handling the whole crisis in the city. That was really interesting. I love that they brought up that having to say prayers for these people really makes it difficult to deal with situations where there's like.
But I appreciate that you know, in some cases, how like that something like that becomes an integral part. But then later on in the anime, they'll just be like, fuck it, and just remove it altogether.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually impressed in season 2. They were like, no, this is such an important part of the process. That's literally just like stopping us from like doing anything because we don't have enough like sisters.
Yeah, I like the consistency there.
Yeah, I appreciated that as well. But you know, I didn't appreciate
what?
Shit, this could have been. Like, I'm gonna write this down as a potential question for our parallel arc for another week. Or it could be, we could save it for this week. Do you trust me?
I don't know what the question is.
Do you? I'm gonna ask it obviously at the filler arc. But like, I kind of just got like inspiration. I was like, like
fine. Go.
Okay. Anyways, so Maki becomes a priest, which I didn't quite understand.
I think they mentioned that earlier in season 1 that she wanted to be a sister or something.
Huh. Oh, they did. Okay, that makes sense. Excuse me.
And she's there. She was like the only female in her station.
Okay, thank you. Never mind. That was just something I had to I had to address. I just felt very out of nowhere, but. Right. Okay. So I just forgot about that as well.
I mean, they didn't show her training in that already. She just
she was just like, "I'm here." But I will say, her time on this was fun. It was very.
I love her. I love her comic relief status, like, because she's just so. It's like it's the same joke. All right. See, remember we were watching way back when we were watching Kemono or something, and they kept doing like one note jokes over and over, but it wasn't fun. Like after a while, it got boring.
This is perfect.
Kimono. No, we did. It was the wrestling show. That was done by the guy with
Oh,
Konosuba.
come on. Oh,
That one.
okay.
But they kept like doing the same joke over and over, and it was like boring. This is the same joke over and over, but it works because the situation's always like one-upping itself. Like literally in the middle of this giant battle, a bunch of the Fire Force is getting beaten to a pulp, and Tamaki's over here trying to put on her skirt, and like her socks are falling off.
Her boots are like slipping off. As she keeps trying to put on more clothes keeps coming off.
And every time it happens, it's even more and more illogical. It's like she just trips at her like on her hat, but then her hat stays on, and all her clothes just come off. Like everything that happens, just at one point she just stands up during it. It's like this super serious moment, and you're like, "Yes, we got to unite and stop everybody." And she just stands up, and her bra just falls off.
She just stands and just goes. And then what's so funny about it? Because it happened so quick.
Yeah, it was like one frame. Like I had to go back. Like, wait, did her bra just fall off? Oh yeah, no, Tamaki's great.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she was very good. But let's see what else I want to talk about. Yeah, no, I really did appreciate like the chaos of it all. I found I thought it was funny when they were like more than halfway through the episode. They're like, "All right, let's take out these fires now that we're handling the infernals." By the way, watching the whole scene of the infernals like breaking out and just all just being like transformed, like a mass transformation of like half the population. That was in like a really cool way. That was very terrifying.
Yeah, I like the way it delves into horror here and there, so that was pretty good. I mean, some of them were funnier than the other ones.
Just that last one was hilarious. That last one took us out. It was like one where the guys are just walking. I'm walking. His head just explodes and he's on fire now.
Like he was literally like walking nonchalantly through this whole area that's on fire. He's like, what?
Like literally in the back, like you see in the background at the end of an alley, and he's like, I guess I'm dead now.
It is in a weird way that I'm just like, man, this world sucks. I would never want to live in this world. Like anytime you could just burst into flames, hell no.
Like for no reason, not even like, oh, if you're too stressed, you might die. You can just.
You can really be walking by an alley.
You just be walking by an alley. Oh well. Oh,
yeah, word. Nah, pass. I'm not living in this timeline.
Yeah, agreed. Not at all. It was, but yeah, this anime. This season so far is
very start off great.
Yeah, it's a great start. I'm having a great ride. Very, very good though.
You know what else started off very good? God of High School episode 3.
Wow, I think that was some slightly shady things I'm hearing.
No, I enjoyed this episode. I mean,
okay. I feel like there's something. I feel like you felt a type of way because literally you spoke something to existence.
I know. Fuck me for saying that.
So I watched. I watched this episode like when we saw it together. That was my second time watching it. And when I watched it the first time, as I just watched all these stands coming out and all these superpowers happening, I was like, oh, he called into existence.
Yeah,
here we are.
And I was happy because when the episode started and we saw the wrestler and Mira fighting each other. It was like legit like wrestling moves that she was pulling off. She suplexed her. She like did the thing off the ropes. It was really cool. I like the different fighting styles. When we saw the other dude fighting the karate guy, he was doing some good moves. It was really cool. And then we got to Jin, and it was just literally Jojo. Yeah. It was just like so I'm just gonna assume that they are eventually gonna get stands.
Yeah,
and do all this crazy shit.
Yeah, I hope that's not like the final level. Everyone just has to stand. I hope that's just his power, Because if not, this is my
martial arts. I just have a stand.
Yeah, if that's not the case, I'm just I'm probably gonna dock a point. Honestly, if they all just have stands, I'm like that was kind of lazy.
I'm mad that it happened so quickly. Like, come on. You couldn't hold off on it. Like, even Jojo held off a bit on, like, just going full Jojo with Stan.
Excuse me.
Kind of, like, a little bit more realistic fighting before we... Also, I'm curious to see what the logic of this universe is. Like, was anyone else in the crowd watching the giant Stan Reaper monster, like, tear up the arena and fight Jin? Or was that just like a figment of his imagination and everyone else was just watching him being thrown around by nothing? Like, jumping and being thrown in the air by just an imaginary force.
I would like to say that actually in this episode, for me, I feel like it was a actual very slow descent to Jojo Stan land. Like it was definitely like a steady like.
I don't know. The episode literally opened up with the whole Illuminati ceremony.
Yeah, okay, yes. Cults aside, cults and ball gags aside, I'm really mad the girl just had a gag in her mouth, but
that's her martial arts. That's how she fights.
That's my Shinobi way. But yeah, so at the beginning, like he said, everything was fine, Then, Lamia was like, actually, the strongest sword I have is myself, and, proceeded to do what her wooden sword could not.
Yeah, what's the point of this wooden sword again? This wooden sword has not done anything, like, throughout the 3 episodes. Like, it's always getting thrown away.
At the time, she's actually just, like, fought with her,
hands, which are stronger than her sword.
Yeah. So that was the first one. I'm just like, okay, we're slicing people with our hands, like sending out slicing shockwaves of death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I can live with that. That's
yeah. Then to the next fight, everything was great because I was like, okay, so when the guy was like, oh, second form, like, or hidden art turtle thing, and you see the turtle thing, I'm just like, okay, this is just like, what's the term I'm looking for? It's like a metaphor. It's like, whatever. This is just imagery or whatever. Cool. Symbolism, I'm here for it, whatever. But then it was like I had a hard time like not knowing what was and what wasn't, because I'm like, okay, so what's the symbolism behind you something like a hurricane? Like, like I'm like, what is that? What does that even signify? Like, I got the tortoise, I got the tiger claw. What is this tornado? What is it? Someone explain to me. Yeah, that was kind of weird. And then of course you got the end where they went full JoJo stand. So I personally would make an argument that's like, oh, they're actually like it was a slow descent. Yeah, it was a built up to like the JoJo-ish. I'm not saying it excuses it. I don't think we needed to see a stand episode 3, but
I love the beginning of that fight with Jin, because you're like, oh, you're just gonna push the commissioner down on the floor and then you win, and then he literally just teleports them, takes off his glasses, like, don't wear your glasses. That was great. That was actually a great scene.
That was perfect.
That, and I did like the backstory for the karate guy. Was it Hyundai? He was, I like his backstory with his friend in the hospital, and these asshole bullies, just, of course, these just random fuckhead bullies, just like, hey man, your friend's in the hospital, ha ha, sucks to be you, ha ha ha. Like, I'm like, can we please just punch these dudes in the face?
Yeah, but anime.
yeah, stupid code of honor.
At the time, the assholes get away.
Yeah, what's gonna happen is these assholes are gonna actually do something. Like, they're gonna beat up his friend, and he's like, alright, now I'm gonna beat him. I'm like, dude, you could have beaten them up like 4 episodes ago and got this whole thing prevented this from happening. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think it was a good episode.
Yeah, definitely. I like the fighting for the majority of it was pretty just.
It's great. Entertaining. It's an entertaining show, so I don't mind them having I would have preferred they didn't just go full JoJo Dragon Ball mode, but It's fine. It's fine. As long as they don't go crazy with it.
Yes.
If by episode 10 he's like fucking flying, then we'll have stopping time and shit. We'll have problems.
Well, let's hope we do not get there. But the place I do want to take y'all is finally, actually, Kanajo Okari Shimasu. Episode 3.
My episode. No.
It's mine.
It's yours?
It is mine.
I'm gonna hold off on it then.
Wait, shit. Wait, no. Oh, wait, I might have to take mine back as...
Wow, this is insulting to con. We were both about to give it episode of the week, and then we're like, oh, wait, no, never mind. I feel like the show you're thinking about is not the show I'm thinking about for episode.
I feel like it probably is. I know I'm gonna give it to Kanajo. No. See, it's like I want to give it to Kanajo. It's like, but the only reason why I'm not giving it to Kanajo is because I feel like I'm biased if I do. Like, I'm just gonna give it to it because it's basically just 2020's Peach Girl. Like, that's I know deep down that's why I'd give it to. I mean, it was a good episode because, like I said, it's a Peach Girl. Like, if this is what you wanted in terms of like the drama of it all, this episode highlights it. Why you'd want to watch it. Like, this episode was so messy. Like, just from the start, where Kazuya drunkenly is like bumbles around and tries to invite mommy back to his place in such a gross, creepy way. It's like, how are you like kind of like gross in a weird rapey way, but also like pathetic and non-threatening at the same time.
He's super like I really not a fan of him. Like I was kind of like, all right, listen, I kind of related to him in the first few episodes a bit, but now I think they kind of just jumped the shark with his personality because he's so desperate and like there are people like this, but
yeah, I'm sorry. And if this is how you are, I'm actually like I'm not saying this.
Like you're bringing this on yourself at this point. Like him.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I said it's a thoroughly different thing. That is what Oni said.
I'm just saying he could do a little bit better job of not being so like pathetic. I mean, he literally went up to mommy and was just like, "Your legs are so sexy." Like, dude, like, I don't know. Just like have a little bit of chill and not be so cringy and sad and like crying at Chizuru's doorstep. God bless Mizuhara for having the patience of a goddess.
Yeah, I actually stand Mizu. Like she's really just great. I feel like Kazuya's problem is that he just doesn't have much love and or self-respect for himself.
Yeah, but even then, like, yeah.
No. This is what it means to like not like yourself. This here means that you do not like yourself.
But it's like a combination of that and the fact that his motives aren't really like his motives are very impure. Like it's obvious he just wants a hot girlfriend to use as a trophy and have sex with. So I don't know if I'm like feeling sorry. Like I don't want him to be with Chizuru.
Yeah,
Chizuru's too good for him. Like yeah, I agree with his friends. Like
you're right. No, you're right. I'm not trying to like make any excuses. No, I said this guy is kind of trash, but and I agree with that. Like he doesn't deserve to be with.
He deserves
more. And that's so funny that you mentioned that because he kept talking about mommy and mommy-chan, it's like first of all you dated this girl for a month. You dated this girl for a month. Literally just 30 to 31 days.
Might have been 28 if it was February.
Well, I'm gonna assume it wasn't just for his sanity. It's like, yeah, how you feel about you were just so excited to have her, and I think yeah, you just like the idea of having a girlfriend as pretty as mommy.
Yeah.
Like, you just bring up really shallow moments that you guys, oh, we went out and went on dates and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, this kind of behavior would be more acceptable to me if y'all were in high school, because I get it. Like, that I would get, because the immaturity factor there makes sense. But now that you're in college...
To be fair, people like this, they...
No,
I'm sure dudes are still horny
kind of
idiots in college.
Yeah, but that's just a sign of their lack of maturity.
Mm-hmm.
like just straight up, like, he's just not mature enough to like realize, like, hey, this girl dumped me. She dumped me for a reason. It's been a month. It was only a month, man. Like, this is when I factor in like him not loving himself, because it's like, why would you embarrass yourself in such a way?
Mm-hmm.
Like, on multiple occasions throughout like both of these episodes, like sometimes I just want to look at him like, how long do you plan on embarrassing yourself?
I mean,
like,
yeah, he's bad, but mommy's also horrendous. Like,
yeah, no, mommy is.
This is a funnier version of Domestic Kanaja.
Really, actually, it is.
This is Domestic Kanaja if it was a comedy.
She's just as immature, but she's also manipulative as hell.
Yeah,
like,
and she's very bad at her manipulations.
Yeah, her maturity comes out this episode when you see her like texting her friend and being like, I'm gonna break up this couple, blah 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 blah, da da.
Yeah, and she's just like, oh, fuck you, couple, I hate everybody. And her just like, I like when she goes into those insane like yandere-ish faces that she makes, where she just, those are the best faces.
Agreed. I like her. She gets like that. But yeah, ultimately it's very just like like I guess because they're both not the greatest people.
Like, they deserve each other because they're both shitty people.
They kind of, I think they're, well, not them so much. I think mommy's a whole ass bitch on her own. But I think him being surrounded by mommy is just like, you're just being pulled into the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, yo, actually, I think he just needs a whole new circle of friends. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, you need to go get some new friends.
Not so much that like everyone who went on that trip was like awful people. I wouldn't go that far, but like there are some key people in that group that you just cannot be in.
Like the ones who ran up to him and were like, "Did you fuck her yet?" Like, while she's right there.
I was like, hello, she's right there. Like, this is actually like, whatever last episode was really cringy and weird how they were being. This episode just straight up disrespectful. Like if Oni said that in front of like my ex, like, oh, do you fuck him like that? I'm like, I'd be like, boy, you better shut the fuck. Like, I would have cussed him out. Something fierce. Like, ew. Like, ugh.
What I do have to note though is that for as shitty as mommy is, she's kind of adorable in certain parts. Like when she noticed how big Shizuru's breasts were, and she just like jumped up and zipped up her jacket.
Yes, no. In terms of a character for entertainment purposes, I love her.
Yeah, she's very, very fun to watch.
Yes. Yeah, she's not as bad as dumb teacher whore from Kuzuno Honkai, who's just like,
she's not as competent because she's not as competent as dumb teacher whore. The dumb, I forgot her name. The dumb teacher, Hina. Was it Hina? No, Hina was the main girl, I think. Anyway.
Hina. Oh wait, are you talking from Domestic Kanaja?
Wait, no, yeah, it was Hina.
From Domestic Kanaja.
Yeah. No,
okay, I'm talking about the teacher from Kuzuno Honkai. Yeah.
I forgot what her name was.
Yeah, I forgot what her name was too.
But yeah, no, she's like a bitch, but she was actually good at being a bitch and a whore. Mommy is that without any success.
I mean, you got some success. She's getting some success. It's she's not consistent.
I mean, in an ironic way, she's kind of driving them close. Like, she's bringing Mizuhara and Kazuya closer together.
Yeah, and it's like she's she's just really fun to watch. Like she's not as OD as old girl from Kuzuno Honkai. Like she's not laying on that thick when she's like, haha, I'm a Batman villain. Like
yeah, she's not literally a Batman villain.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I really like this one.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
It was very, very good.
Alright. In that case, shall we move on?
Yes, let's move.
Uzaki-chan episode 3. This one was a bit slow.
Yeah.
A bit slow. We got introduced to a new character, though.
This is actually my episode of the week.
Really? That was super out of left field, but okay.
So, I didn't make Kanojo my episode of the week because it gave me everything I knew I signed up for with the show. And it delivered well, but it didn't do anything like I didn't expect. This anime, however, I think it really, like, in this episode, really kind of drove it home, like, Uzaki's relationship with Sakurai. Like, in a way that's just so, like I'm confused. Like, it's like I'm almost, like, I can't think of a time where I could say I found an ecchi to be wholesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have a really wholesome relationship with each other.
Like, it's like I can feel like the love in it. I can feel the love like through the screen, and I think that's why it became my episode of the week, because it's like it's such a jarring dynamic that still works. They still kind of, it's not super ecchi, but like they have like some parts in. And I would go as far as say some of the ecchi parts, especially in this episode, were centered around Sakurai.
Yeah, him taking off his shirt.
Ami, then a new character, the owner's daughter, like checking him out. Being like, oh my god, yes, he's hot. Like, and I'm just like, you're very much like subverting the genre in a huge way. This episode, and I did not expect that. I didn't expect it from this anime.
That's true, and I do like the way that they're instead of having Ami just be like a part of his harem or whatever, it's just like, oh wait, no, I want to see, like, she's curious to see these two interact with each other, like her father is. So I'm like wondering if this is going to be a trend where like instead of all the girls being after Sakurai, they're all going to be like, wait, I want to see what happens. I want Uzaki and Sakurai to get together, and they just all start pushing them closer together or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was a lot of little cute, like their dynamic feels really authentic, especially the scene where she was taking care of him because he's sick, and she came over and like wiped his back, and she was still teasing him a bit while she was cleaning him off, and made him soup and everything. And then he's just trying to sleep, and she's just pissed off playing a game, keeping him awake. That was super fucking cute.
I'm like, there's so many routes they could have done to make everything like ecchi and over the top. Like, oh, he's sleeping and he's shirtless. I better, you know. But they didn't do that, and I actually appreciate it.
Yeah, and even Sakurai, his dynamic with Uzaki, like at first, like he gets angry with her and stuff, but it's still like he's not over the top. Like he still cares about her, and he still has moments where he just like teases her back and forth. Like it just feels a lot more realistic in that sense. Or even when Uzaki gets jealous of him and stuff.
Yeah, the whole hypnotization thing, that was so great. Like, and it's so adorable because he's like faking being hypnotized.
Yeah, and you see, this is why you gotta appreciate the little like, yeah, is this show laugh out loud, gutbuster funny? No. Is it cute and wholesome and have a lot of interesting subversive elements that make it really unique, I'd say yes. It's very, very fun in that sense.
Yeah, agreed. Which is why it was like my episode of the week. Like it was just, I was just very pleasantly surprised. Like the entire episode through, it made me feel very. I don't know. It just made me feel good. It made me feel very good.
Slowly but surely, you're coming to the slice of life genre. Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. You're not gonna see me watching like, I don't know, fucking
Senko-san season 2.
Yeah, Senko-san season. Oh my god, gross.
All right, let us move on to Fruits Basket episode or second season episode 16. This was a semi sad episode. I found the first portion of it sad. The whole Momo what's his name, Momiji part. Yeah. Like it was sad seeing that they have like this estranged relationship, and she just wants to be with her big brother, and he's just like, we can't because my family is a piece of shit. I don't know if those were his exact words, but I felt like that's what he was trying to convey.
I just appreciate in the first episode, you could just see clearly that Uotani is like just clearly stigmatized by Kureno.
Yeah. Like the part she was like shaking Toru. Tell me about him. Where do you see him?
Like, what do you know, Kureno?
And yeah, no, I see. It's why I like Toru, because I admire that she like she actually does. I'm like Amelia. She actually does stuff. Like her sneaking into the Soma residence and just like doing a whole Metal Gear style infiltration was both very cute and actually very interesting. Mm-hmm. Although I still think if she had just walked through like normal, people would have not given.
Yeah, no one would have cared.
Like, oh, there's a cute girl walking around, whatever.
You look at lines and say like, hey, can you take me to Kureno? Like, and then like, you're like, oh, sure.
Yeah, he's right over here. And yeah, no, the relationships are the strongest part of the series, and I'm glad that we're working on like not just Toru's relationships or like the Zodiac relationships, but like even Toru's friends' relationships. Like everyone, the teacher's relationship, like everyone in this series is a part of like a very serious relationship with someone else, and I really like that.
Yeah, I felt bad how Toru literally was just like, I mean, I was laughing about it, but like Toru literally was just like, I feel like Toru has like a very soft spot for Momo, because like every time there's a scene where she figures out shit about like Momo, like she's almost always in tears.
Yo, she showed up at Momiji's door like fucking looking like she came straight out of the ring or something. Like, I'm like, Momiji, don't open the door. Toru's gonna kill you.
Like at some point we were like, oh my god, is she gonna like just collapse or kill him? Like I don't know what you're doing, friend, but please stop. It's scary. And then she starts crying, and then Momiji starts crying, and then we're just all crying.
Yeah. It was a good episode. It wasn't too sad.
Yeah, and it wasn't sad enough. It wasn't like, oh, we can't take it anymore.
Yeah, no. We had some good Kyo moments. Although he had that one moment at the end where he's like, if you ever fall in love with somebody, I'll support you.
Oh, my heart. Oh, God, thinking about it again. Kyo, why?
But yeah, no, it was
tears.
I still don't know how it's gonna wrap up in how many episodes are left? Like
8?
Yeah, like 8-ish. I mean, I guess
8, 9.
Never mind. I can see it working. I can see it wrapping up.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough to do stuff. More than enough. Oh man, this series has taken us on quite a ride.
It has. All right, shall we move on to the last show of this podcast?
Agreed.
Let's move on to Aru no Railgun episode 16. Start the return of Railgun and the start of a new arc. which is my episode of the week.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. It wasn't. Yeah, I don't know why you're like, oh, it may not be. I'm like, it's either one or two.
Yeah, this episode was great. It was a great reintroduction to the, unlike what Index does when it starts new seasons. Like, this was a very approachable episode. I like the approach that Railgun takes with his arcs, because it's like it starts slow and then it builds, and you see like you can clearly see there's two separate plot points that are eventually going to like link together. Like, they were working on the Kuriko's team is working on the premonitions and the app, and then you have Misaka's side working on the actual dream cards. So eventually I'm imagining those two things are going to overlap with each other. But it's very slow paced, and unlike Index, there's not like 70 different new characters for this arc and 50 different new organizations or anything. It's all very easy to dissect. And we got reintroduced to Shokuho, which was amazing. I still love her so much. Her friend was great too.
Yeah. No, this is it's a very good light place to start off.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate that it didn't start off too slow. Like, it wasn't like trudging. Like, we already have like a new character who's, very relevant to this arc.
Mm-hmm.
Relevant? Did I say that right?
Relevant.
Yeah. Relevant. I knew it. I mixed up the two letters somewhere. But yeah, and he's very interesting. Yeah, he's not the bad guy. Just a lot of mysteries that I'm here for. We were making fun of the Esper ability to go into dreams. And me and Oni were definitely like, yeah, this would be used for porn, 100%.
Yeah, and then it was.
And it was, yep.
We'll see. That was the best part of the episode. Like, oh yeah, I got these dream pornos on Misaka and Shokuho.
And I love how they just silently
censored it
to every word.
Yeah,
and then it kept censoring random words for some reason.
Yeah, like aquarium and shit.
Why did censor aquarium?
Guys out here like talking like, yeah, you put a maid outfit on her and put a tail up her bleep. But it was really fun. And like I said, like the other friend that Shoku has, the purple haired woman, she's adorable. I love her. She might yet be another new favorite character of mine eventually if she keeps it up. I just like how friendly she is. And how she's just caught in the middle between these two powerhouses.
Agreed. Even though I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like Homegirl was just like casually just like deleting all of that info.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the girl's head, like, yeah, you're not gonna hear any of these guys say this shit about us.
Yeah.
Or like she just paused their brain activity, like high key.
And even the dream that Misaka had, where she's like, it starts out great, and she's like playing with the frogs, but then it turns into her being a servant. That was great. There was like so many little great moments here, and I do love the premise of this arc, because if they're gonna do a whole dream thing, it makes me think like, oh, there's potential for them to like go into a dream and like get killed or like be really gruesome because it's just a dream or whatever.
Well,
my sadistic side.
I watch Inception, so
yeah, my sadistic side is showing through. It's like, ooh, maybe we'll have like
what the fuck? Yeah, I was like, murder, kill. Wait, whoa.
we can get away with like Misaka losing an arm or something.
They're children.
Oh man. Either way, I'm really liking the premise for this arc, and this was a great setup episode. So,
can't wait for the next one.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we've gotten all the reviews out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for our last segment. Oh, excuse you.
Yes, I got something caught my throat. Sorry.
Yeah, it did. Anyways, so we had a question lined up, like, and we kind of just thought of it like very quickly before we started. But Maki's what I said about Maki doing her becoming a sister, blah blah blah, whatever. That made me want to bring up this topic, especially, and this does have to do with the question I brought up about Sakura and her plot development. But now we're gonna take it into a different direction. I was gonna ask kind of something like that, but then I'm like, no. Instead, now I want to take this conversation to a different direction. Let's talk about how. I'm not sure if I can think of any more examples. I'm just saying these are. Sakura is one of the most relevant cases. And now I'm starting to see Maki. Is that her name? Yes. Maki. Yeah, I'm starting to see Maki join, like, just slide her way in the same trope. Basically, the phenomenon of female characters getting nerfed for the MC just to seem that much stronger, and or for plot. Let's talk about it, because that's what I'm seeing now with Maki. The moment she said you're not fighting, you're praying, I was like, oh, well, here we go.
I mean, in her case, she was never really strong. She was just like...
She was never strong, but, like, at least she fought. It's like, damn, now we're, like, just giving you guys a reason. Now it's like, they weren't even trying to be coy with the fact that we're like, okay, we don't want her fighting, actually. We just want her for fan service. And you know, being a priestess, you know, her fire powers be damned. I think that's what they're going to like.
I mean, I do hope she gets to keep using her firepower. Like, there's no reason why she can't, right?
I mean, but there's just so many big, strong firefighting men and homegirl, whose name I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they do this for all women in all anime. I'm not saying even in the anime, because like I just said, they only did this to Maki. They didn't do this to. Wait, I feel like I'm gonna be sad if I don't know her name. Let me try pulling up her name, but yeah. So that's something I saw that they're doing with Maki. That's what it really seems like. Because if that was the case, why wasn't she fighting in the whole thing? She didn't fight. She just prayed.
Well, she didn't even pray. She was too busy losing all her clothes.
Oh, sorry. Yes, she didn't even do that.
She was too busy being naked to do anything at all, actually. I mean, it does happen. I don't think it's gonna be that. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be too horrific in Fire Force, because yeah, Tamaki's just, she was always a fan servicey.
Oh, it's Tamaki.
Oh yeah, Tamaki, because regular Maki is the other one.
That's not obnoxious, but continue.
But yeah, it's not like she was never really a major fighter or anything. She was just kind of like in there for every couple of arcs or whatever, and she was always just there for fan service and comic relief. So I don't feel like it's particularly egregious in this case, but yeah, I agree.
I'm not upset. I'm just saying this isn't like a big example. This is just like a more relevant one. Like literally, as I saw. Like, I made a note of it today. I'm just like, oh, here she goes in the back line. It was good seeing you. I'll never see you fight again. But I will see you naked soon.
It does suck, because it sucks for me, because I like her fighting form where she's like has the cat ears and everything. Yeah. But hey, naked nun is not bad either. But anyway, I think it does happen in like Bleach. Does it?
Yes. Oh, doesn't. What's up, Rukia?
Rukia. Oh God, yeah.
Hello, Rukia. What's up? Imagine literally in the span of 2 arcs, becoming the person who gives someone their powers, teaches them trains them and teaches them how to use their powers, and then all of a sudden, not only do they not need you to teach them anymore, they easily just succeed you in like a matter of like episodes.
Yeah, I mean, it happened also to other characters in Naruto besides Sakura, Ino's like a really famous. Ino should be super broken as a ninja. Like her ability is super amazingly broken. Yet she never gets any screen time.
She definitely doesn't.
Hinata, when she was first in the whole thing about Hinata and Neji. Hinata period. Yeah, like she has a really OP broken ability. Nah, we'll focus on Neji instead.
Yeah, I do want to focus on Sakura only because I feel like when it comes to Sakura, it's like when it comes to their power levels, it's like she only gets a buff once the other two get a buff. And even then, her buff isn't even that great. Like, they are like, we're twice as strong. And she's like, okay, I'm like 1.25.
Well, stronger. It was like that with, like, she got a power buff for the Shippuden fight when she was up against, what's his name from the Akatsuki, the puppet dude.
Sasori?
Yeah, Sasori. And then she beats him, and I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, no, she's really strong. And then, throughout Shippuden, we don't really see much else of Sakura, I don't think. Like,
and in case I make that fight over and over and over, she got help. She literally was controlled by literally one of the oldest, OG, strongest ninjas at that in the history of like the Sand Village. Literally, the grandmother of Gaara, the mother of the Hokage. You think she's some weak-ish? Like, no. She carried Sakura in that fight. She was just like, listen, she literally just said, Sakura, make sure you just hit hard. That's it. That's all Sakura had to do. Hit hard. For like a huge portion of that fight.
Fair enough.
So it's just like power up where? Like, yes, she is strong. And yes, towards the end, did she basically become like Tsunade and was just like, I heal all, and I'm also strong. It's like, yes.
Yeah, but Tsunade was never really strong compared to Jiraiya or Orochimaru.
I would say that
first of all, Orochimaru is super broken. I wouldn't say that she's not equal to Orochimaru. Maybe Jiraiya, but even then, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe because remember she has like that regenerative healing. Like that makes her that's pretty broken. That plus just being super strong is a pretty wombo combo. Like that easily just does fuck you to like a majority of like their tactics that they would use to beat her.
Yeah, but then Orochimaru has like literally anything he wants to do, he can just do it. He's like the curse seals. He has his incredible power as it is.
He couldn't heal his hands.
Yeah, well, whatever. There's some limits.
But my point is, even that comparison out of the way, both Sasuke and Naruto easily succeeded both Jiraiya and Orochimaru by a shit ton. And then Sakura was just like, nah, I'm just as strong as Tsunade. And I'm just like, like they made her so weak in comparison just to make, just for her to serve her role as the healer. She's just the main healer. She doesn't need to be offensive. Or just to make Naruto Sasuke seem that much more broken.
I think it's a case of, like, when I always think about it, I think it's a marketing thing. So, like, the people who are watching Naruto or Bleach are usually teenage boys or preteen boys. So they're always going to try to be like, yeah, super manly character. Like, the boys are going to get, because they're trying to market to other boys, they're going to, like, hyper focus on the guy character, like the males, like Naruto and Sasuke and Ichigo and all that stuff. So I think by that natural process, the girls are... And in contrast to that, I'd say more mature shonen, and I don't mean mature as in like, oh, they're more character driven or something, but like, well, sometimes. But for example, Fairy Tail, which is more ecchi, let's just say, yeah. Hello. And so girls are important in Fairy Tail. Yeah, they got a lot more development, and we're like, Erza is constantly strong. Even Wendy, who starts off like really weak, is one of the stronger ones now. She's
like by the end of it, she was like, she's like, I'm a mess. I'm a master enchantress, and she was able to succeed yet another enchantress who was also really strong. Like, do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but that's again because I think that probably for duplicitous reasons, they focus a lot on the women there because it also gives them a lot more chances for like fan service and keep them relevant to the story and all that.
I mean, no, because if that was the case, they could just High School DxD'd it, you know?
Like characters in High School DxD are also like the females are powerful too.
Okay, but it's like Fairy Tail character, like the girls there, they're powerful and like it's like ecchi to a point, but it's not like to like a super degrading like it's like I said, it's not High School DxD bad. Let's just put it like that. It's not that bad. Like it's like ecchi that's like it's funny. It's comical. And you know, there's always that hint of comedy. And also the girls actually have characters. Like as a friend of mine said very well, and he said such a concise thing that just made it be like, huh, that explains the whole problem with how the women are portrayed in Naruto. And I forget what his name. I forgot the dude who wrote Naruto. I'm not sure if I said this on.
Is it Kishimoto? I forgot, but yeah,
it could have been Kishimoto, Naruto creator. Yeah, Kishimoto. Yeah, he doesn't know how to write women. He cannot write women correctly. There's not one female character in Naruto that's just like, if you compare them to the female characters or the woman characters in Fairy Tail, it's not even competition. It's not a competition.
Well, yeah, a lot of the Naruto character females are just like one note tropes.
Yeah, yeah, and you see them for 1 second and they are gone.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, if that's the case, he should have just went with the Yu Yu Hakusho approach and just not even entertain the idea of having women in the action.
Like just have literally like a handful and that's it. Yeah, it was just very like, Another one I can actually name of Sword Art Online. What up, Asuna?
Oh yeah. No, Sword Art Online is also very egregious when it comes to this.
Yep.
Even worse because Asuna was built up to be like even stronger than
Kirito
in the begining,
and then Kirito was just like, I'm a cheat.
And then she literally went from being competent and strong to being like, save me.
I am Kirito's wife.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just the wife. I am just the wife character.
Exactly. Like, you know, now I'm watching season 2 of Alicization. Even though I have no idea what happened in season 1, I'm like, I'm just watching because like my anime group watches it, and they're just like, yeah, it's very much like she's fighting. Like she's not just standing to the sidelines, but I can tell it's like she's one of the many characters who's like, oh, I hope we can wake up Kirito and he can save us all. Like,
yeah. Well, that's sort of, and there's tons of girls and sort of. The other one is a good example too. The one from season 2, Shion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's. I don't know if she gets like. Is she still a relevant fighter or anything, or is she just like for the first arc of season 2 that she's good?
No, I'm pretty sure she's in Alicization. I think they brought back like everyone from like.
Well, they always bring them back, but they don't do anything. Like they're just there to be Kirito's entourage.
Excuse me. Oh yeah, like yeah.
So,
yeah. Beyond that, no, I don't think she has much involvement.
So yeah, no, that's my biggest issue with Sword Art Online to begin with. That just everything is Kirito, 24/7.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of shows that do the whole. Let's introduce a female character that's really strong. Oh, what do you know? She is super weak now.
And someone's wife.
And someone's wife. Let's see if God High School does it. Actually, now that you bring it up, let's see how. Flash forward, or we'll flash back after.
Yeah, I know. I thought like there was 2 girls fighting each other, and I was like, oh shit.
Well, she also beat up a bunch of guys, though. So
What?
she did beat up a bunch of guys, even though they
A
were
bunch of
nameless.
nobodies.
Yeah, nameless dudes.
So yeah, that's just something I wanted to talk about. Like when I was about to think about Maki, I was like, brain blast. So I think that was a fun thing to.
It was. I think it's something we should be on the lookout for.
Mm-hmm.
When we review future shonen.
Yes, and definitely openly critique it because, like, come on, y'all, we can do better. We can do.
I think we're approaching it from two very different categories. I think you're doing it from like a I want better representation for women category, and I'm just like, I want more fans, or at least more interesting characters.
I just want better written. Like I don't want woman being written down so poorly just to make the main character so good, because in 9 out of cases it's never worth it. It's never worth it. It never works out where I'm like, this is a good idea. It didn't make me like Naruto anymore. It didn't make me like Ichigo anymore, and it certainly did not make me like Kirito anymore.
Well, fair enough. That is a good point. And if you think we brought up a lot of good points in this episode of the podcast, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you can catch it as it goes up every week. If you haven't already, do follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitch. We are doing a lot more streaming on Twitch. I will be streaming Summer 3 when it releases in NA and FGO on Twitch as well, so do follow us there. Also, join the Party Order Discord, all linked in the description down below. If you want, you can even donate to us on Patreon, like all these lovely people on screen right now. And you get a bunch of cool, awesome perks, like access to the members-only Discord channel, the Midnight channel, and you get to watch anime with us every Sunday. We do a live watch. This season we're watching ReZero with our patrons. So if any of that sounds interesting, please do consider being a patron. Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Guys, let me know below how you guys feel about it. Do you think anything I said makes sense? Do you guys think, oh, he's just being an SJW?
Drew, stop being an SJW.
Yeah, like how do you feel? Is that something that you see? Are there any more examples that I didn't think of? Probably. If so, let me know in the comments below.
Yep. And until next time, this has been Sobroni and
Do we do?
We'll catch you guys later. Later.
Bye.